What is up, everybody? I hope everyone had a great and happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. You guys, we're back at it again. Another Monday episode. I'm hoping next week we should be back on our normal Sunday episode schedule. We just had,
Should be.
a lot of holidays happening here and there. Beginning of summer and everything, and schedules are crazy, but it's fine. In case you're wondering why Alex and I look like we're freaking incognito, it's because this week we're talking conspiracies.
My name's not Alex, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, facts. We're under aliases now. That one. This is Greg.
Yeah,
Don't
dude,
mind the
my
names
name's-
at the bottom of the screen. That's Greg,
My
and
name's Greg.
I am fucking. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I just don't want him to find me out, dude. I don't want him to come get me
But anyways,
as we're chatting about all these conspiracies and whatnot.
big facts. Anyway, I hope everyone had a, like I said, a safe and happy 4th of July. I hope everyone celebrated their ass off and just had a grand old time. Yeah. So conspiracies this week, and I'm gonna actually take these off right now because they bug the hell out of me sometimes. I don't know. I've got a couple that aren't too crazy. I'm sure Alex has a buttload that are just lined up. And
I mean, where do you want to start?
where'd he go?
Is really where I come from with this.
You know what? We can just start with some goofy ones. Some goofy off the wall ones, and then we'll get into some more serious ones as we go. Because I know there's going to be one that comes up, and somebody's going to say something about it, and we're just going to be gone down the rabbit hole of whatever conspiracy that one
Yeah,
is.
you're probably right.
So,
How do you do I'm trying to put the twitch.tv on my Instagram story.
so I just type it out because you can't actually put a link in your story unless you're like partnered with Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, see, that's
So I just have to like type it out.
what I'm doing. Twitch.
But it won't give you. It won't link it. It won't make a hyperlink.
Oh, okay.
You just put the link in there, and then people will like figure it out from there. But yeah, unless you're actually partnered on Instagram, you're not gonna get a link, a hyperlink.
Wow, thanks a lot, Instagram.
I know, crazy.
Assholes. Oh, what I can do is put our Instagram in there.
That's true.
I can do that, and then they can follow the link tree.
Perfect. I put that link tree in my bio on Twitter and on Instagram.
So did I.
So, speaking of that link tree, I was not bad, but I was overwhelmed and just kind of just needed some time to myself this week. So I have not yet uploaded last week's YouTube podcast. I have it downloaded, but you guys are probably about to get a double dose this coming week.
Double dose. Who doesn't like a double dose, right?
Exactly. So
I'm going to take off the sunglasses.
yeah, I took mine off. So yeah, I will get both of these episodes, today's and last week's, up very, very shortly. Probably sometime this coming week. And then we'll get back on track with the YouTube stuff. Anyway, let's start with a very off the wall conspiracy theory. But it's one of my favorites.
You can start with whatever one you want.
Just because
and I'm
it's
gonna love it.
really funny. Kinda. Anyway, so one of my favorite conspiracy theories is the fact that people well and truly believe that Avril Lavigne has been replaced by someone else who looks wildly similar to her. And like I never really delved into it just because I knew it was like super goofy, but just the thought of it is super funny to me. So basically, it's a conspiracy theory and urban legend that says, Avril Lavigne actually died in 2003 after release of her, debut album, and was replaced by a body double whose name is Melissa Vandella. So some evidence that is used to support the theory includes some changes to Avril's appearance between 2003 and now, and supposed subliminal messaging in her follow-up album Under My Skin, and a photo shoot in which she has the name Melissa written on her hand. The origins can be traced back to 2011, apparently, by a Brazilian blog, which is the name of the blog is Avril Está Morta, which
Perfect.
basically just means Avril's dead. Um, which
Yeah,
led
Avril
to
is dead.
conversations on internet forums sharing the proposed evidence of her replacement. And then it came a resurface in 2017 when somebody on Twitter posted a thread recounting the theory. She's obviously denied everything about it. But I just think it's super, super, super funny that people are like, yeah, this is definitely not the same person. And I'm like, bro, y'all realize that people change between the years, like over the years,
No,
people
bro,
change.
not a chance, dude.
But that's one of my favorite conspiracy theories is the whole fact that like, and it's just Wikipedia page is super light because it's like there's nothing to go on it. But
I'm I'm looking at one oh never mind. This is definitely a uh, like a gag. It's like she's showing her teeth in one picture and not in the other one. And it's like, oh my god, teeth. And then her
yeah, it's just
eyeshadow,
like
like purple eyeshadow. Yeah.
it's and there's just like on so there's a picture on the Wikipedia here just because this was the first link I wanted to pull up was it's her performing in 2002, right? So she's like tall, yeah, she's thin, and then in 2011 there's a new picture that's like, bro, you realize that's like 9 years worth of difference. Like she's changed. Like obviously she looks a little bit like this is gonna sound super bad, but she's bigger than what she was. Like Avril Lavigne is not like big, but she's definitely like, obviously put on more weight than she had in 2002. Like I did. If I
Everyone
looked up,
gets bigger as
yeah,
they get older.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
Everyone gets
just what
bigger as they get
happens.
older. Like I definitely put on weight like over the years and stuff. So like, but it's
Not
just a
me, but
whole thing.
everybody else, you know.
Yeah, not Alex. Alex has remained the same size since high school. Jesus.
Just jacked, you know. Just jacked. Um,
But yeah, it's just a really funny that like people are like, oh yeah, 100% she's dead, and it's a body double. Like, no.
I should also mention that I'm trying to pull up articles on what explains why she's dead, and I'm getting spammed like crazy. I'm having to exit out all of these
Oh Jesus.
little ads. But yeah, when her glamorous, high profile lifestyle got to be too much for her, she was either A, killed by her record label, B, died in a skiing accident,
Yeah,
or
everybody
C,
says so.
committed suicide.
Yeah.
Either way, all stories agree that in the early 2000s, she was killed and replaced by a lookalike known as Melissa Vandella. Um, yeah, I don't. Apparently, this is like as early as 2018. This was getting like more
Well,
traction again. People were talking
yeah,
about it
it, just,
again.
it resurfaces every now and then. So like I remember first hearing about it back in 2011, which was like I was in high school when it first like really came about, and I was like, nah, bruh. And then
Yeah,
like died off for a while, and then in 2017, like I do remember like people like it sparked back up again, and people were like, no, dude, did you ever hear about Avril Lavigne being dead? I was like, oh, here we go again.
and
It's just like,
apparently in 2018, she was on an Australia Kyle and Jackie O show,
mhm.
vehemently defending her innocence, saying, "Some people think that I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Why would they even think that?"
Yeah.
And then it says, "That's exactly what we'd expect Mungwisa to say." Bung, bung,
Bum
bung.
bum bum. It's just like, bro, come on.
Did you ever see that movie? Um, God, I'm wading into this knowing that I don't know enough about it to come down with a name about it, but it's like about a boy band that gets popular and like the previous boy band that they're taking their place died in a plane crash, but it was their record label that killed them in a plane crash. Do you know what I'm talking about at
No,
all?
I don't. I don't think I've ever seen or heard about that.
It
What
was,
the heck?
God, I don't even remember what year it was, and I don't even know what to Google search here. Movie about boy band being controlled
Can't wait to see what this Google search
by
pops up.
their record. I remember this being a big conspiracy theory, but I was maybe like fifth, sixth grade, so I wasn't old enough really to grasp conspiracy theories.
You're right.
But I remember it being like a conspiracy theory by their record. Wait. Oh, Rock My World? Is that what it's called? No, that's not it. I'll come down with it. Give me a second. List of films about bands. I know it was like, was it Josie? It wasn't Josie and the Pussycats.
I wish I could help you with this, but I just cannot.
Oh, yeah, it was Josie and the Pussycats, dude. I'm pretty sure. Plot. Hold on. Meanwhile, Mega Records, in a meeting with world government representative, details how United States government has conspired with the music industry to hide subliminal messages in pop music to brainwash teenagers into buying consumer products. It fucking is Josie and the Pussycats. Musicians who discover the hidden messages in their music are made to disappear via stage plane crashes, drug overdoses, and similar disasters. Boom. Okay. So this whole conspiracy, I'm not saying this one's real. Don't get me wrong. But you do see a lot of, like R.I.P. Mac Miller. Like, that sucks. Like Tupac, Biggie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of musicians that end up dead at
There's a
very
lot
young
of
ages.
conspiracies surrounding all of those.
Like, people still think Tupac is out there somewhere. Some people still think Elvis is out there somewhere,
At this point,
know.
how old would Elvis be at this point? He'd be like 90 some odd.
Yeah, no, I think Elvis is gone regardless.
That man literally shit himself to death, basically.
Unless the aliens abducted all of these musical acts to bring them to their progressive humanoid
Bruh, a la
existence
Rick and Morty.
so that they could perform for them, and you just got Tupac, Elvis, Mac, all the best, Kurt Cobain, just on a distant planet after a drug overdose or whatever. I mean, if we're going to do a conspiracy podcast, I mean, let's talk about a conspiracy podcast, right?
I guess.
Maybe they're playing for the aliens, bro. Maybe they're playing for the aliens.
I don't know. I feel like Mac is definitely not there though. Like, that one's pretty solid.
Dude, don't say that. If anybody's there, I want Mac to be there.
I mean, trust me, I would love Mac Miller to have not actually died and be just abducted and alive somewhere on some distant planet, just dropping bangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's a little far fetched.
Well, a guy can dream, right?
This is true. R.I.P. Mac Miller.
I guess we'll figure it out someday.
Someday.
Somewhere out there.
But yeah. All right. So yeah, my starting one was the Avril Lavigne conspiracy. I just think it's hilarious that people think she's dead and got replaced by some clone. Which, like, this whole thing apparently actually just started as a joke on some Brazilian website, and then people just believed it. And we're like, oh yeah, for sure. I can totally see that. And it's like, well, isn't that how all of these things start?
What about... Ooh, I got two good ones off the top of my head. Two of my favorite ones, probably. One I briefly mentioned before we started, JFK.
Oh, true.
The second bullet is bullshit. And the only reason they found a second bullet, which was conveniently on a gurney of one of the men that was shot, because they had to find one that was like, oh, because some random... I'm going to get this all so fucking wrong. So some random guy got struck by a bullet, or somebody else in the car got struck by a bullet, and they were like, well, the one bullet got lodged in JFK's body, so they had to find another bullet to make sense that there was only one shooter, and then they just magically found the second bullet on the gurney of this other guy, and are like, oh, here's the other bullet, we found it. Basically, there had to have been two shooters, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
The
mean,
thing that always gets me with the JFK one is there's been these clips circling around, and these may be Photoshop, they may not be, but like, have you seen the clips of it's like the driver turns around and just shoots JFK in the face?
yes, but that's not. You can manipulate that video to make it look like that, but
Yeah.
that's not what's happening.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure the point where the driver is turning around is like right after JFK took a hot one to the face, because Jackie's screaming her like face off.
Yeah, so there's theorists claim that Oswald is innocent, yet Governor Connolly. Oh, it was Texas Governor Connolly was not hit until after frame 313, proving there were multiple gunmen shooting simultaneously around frame 313. So the crux of the issue here concerning the magic bullet is that the alleged gun used by Oswald can physically not produce enough shots to hit JFK and Governor John Connolly in the same time period. Between the first JFK wound to the throat, around frame 225 in this video, and the last JFK wound in the temple at the time of frame 313. James Teague was hit by a bullet fraction of a bullet that missed JFK. This leaves only two bullets left to account for all the wounds of JFK and Governor Connolly. Oswald theorists claim that one bullet was a fatal head wound at 313, and the other bullet accounts for all other wounds. So basically, and then it gets into all the diagnostics. Like, I can send you this, Ben, if you want me to. You
Sure.
can put it up. Here, let me email this to you. But basically, JFK is running around with Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
And he's also playing some real fucking hardball with the Russians.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's always been like with me is like JFK and like whole Kennedy families had like known ties to the mob.
Yes, there's that aspect also, which makes things even weirder. But at the time, you literally have, so like if your parents grew up in the 70s, they probably remember when they were in school and having to do these drills where they would go underneath their desk because they were literally fearing nuclear attack from Russia.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was because of JFK's policies with Russia, and he was playing hardball with them. And basically, government entities were like, hey, we have to play nice here. JFK was like, fuck that. Fuck Russia. Like, you know, we're the United States. Like, if they want to go to war, let's go to war. And somehow the Clintons get spun in here some way or another. I don't know all that. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole.
God damn it.
But there's a lot of people that say that because JFK was assassinated, we avoided nuclear warfare with Russia, which that to me is the most believable route to take if you want to say that the United States government planned an assassination on JFK.
Yeah.
Which the evidence leans to, we at least don't know everything that happened. Because it seems as if there was more shooters than Lee Harvey Oswald. Because if you pull up all those diagnostics on the screen, Ben, you can see.
Yeah.
They literally go into.
So
many damn. Documentaries on this shit.
This is the whole thing. Like they're trying to right here. They're trying to figure out. You know, was Governor Connolly hit by the first bullet before frame 225 in this thing when he turns to talk to Jackie Kennedy, or was he hit in frame 313 when it knocked him over? And the theorists claim that claim answer A because if answers B, Oswald is innocent, but obviously he was not hit till after 313. So there's two shots. Like JFK took one here, right through the neck, which will go down here. And then he takes another one, bam, you can see it in this frame, right in the side of the head. Like pow. So like And like obviously the motorcade's still going, so that would seem to believe like lead you to believe that there's multiple shooters. Um, but if you know if the shooter if it came from like this direction, which is what this is saying, the book depository, it shot, it went through JFK, and then on it, depending on what type of round it was, it very possibly could go through JFK and hit Connolly, right here, which is what this is showing. Because bullet ricochet is weird, so it goes through, and then like, bam, and ricochets. You know, this is it's showing the bullet ricochet.
Okay, and so they had to find that bullet, right?
Yeah.
They had to find that bullet, which they couldn't, and then but it had to match up from the original rifle, right? So you
Yeah.
had to have two rounds from the same rifle in order to prove that obviously it came from the same rifle, therefore proving that it was just one shooter.
Yeah.
But the way they found that second bullet was when they were wheeling Governor Connolly into the emergency room. They like reportedly just found it on his gurney. But if you look at it, and there's pictures of it, I'm sure you can find it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Any sort of ballistics expert in firearms and examining a bullet that has not only impacted one skull but two skulls can diagnose that that bullet is way too intact for it to have impacted two people. Like, it's almost in perfect shape. Like,
Yeah.
Let's see if I
Yeah.
can find a
So
picture
no, I
of
mean
it.
I know what it looks like. So when a bullet hits something, it usually gets mangled and turns into it goes from being pointy to kind of like mashed up. So if they found pretty much a perfectly shaped round and say, well, this is the one that hit Connolly, then there is much room for speculation there because that's not how bullets work.
Yeah,
Because when
I'll
they
see if I
ricochet off
can.
things, bones are a lot harder than what you think. So when a bullet like will ricochet off of those, it does get mangled up. It's not going to stay and keep its form.
Yeah, so here you go. Let me send you this real quick. I'll just copy the image, send it to you. Hopefully that makes it to you.
Hey, Jesus, can't stay, but you wanted to say hi. No worries. No worries, brother. Thanks for stopping by.
Howdy, Jesus. Thanks for coming, brother. It was just Jesus's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Jesus.
Yeah, I'll send you this also.
Why the fuck? Oh, this is already seen. I just keep getting the same link to the magic bullet thing.
Here you go. I just sent you a different one.
Okay.
That's the it's more of a
Here we go.
It's more of an article.
Yeah, so yeah, here you go. So they're saying that this picture right here is what the round looked like after going through two bodies.
Yeah, so you just saw that little clip that Ben was showing where it's two individuals being struck by apparently the quote unquote same bullet. And this is purportedly the bullet just magically found on the gurney of the governor of Texas. I don't know, man. Seems a little fishy. Just like Princess Diana just was in a car accident. That's another one that we can talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, that looks a little bit too intact to have gone through a couple of bodies. Was all the timeline plot? Did y'all not watch the Umbrella Academy? Right? Yeah. Right.
I sure did.
Or if anybody's watching the new Loki TV series on Disney Plus, if JFK did not get assassinated, here comes the TVA.
I need Disney Plus so bad, dude.
I need to figure out what my login is and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do. That'd be great. This hat cuts off way too much circulation to my dome. Now that I've checked it.
Diana owed you money, Jesus, so she refused to pay. Bro, you were like 3 years old or some shit when she.
Yeah, I'm so sure, Jesus.
Oh my goodness, you
Have you
believe?
seen those? Have you seen those memes of like Meghan Markle when she's going into a tunnel and she's
Yeah.
like, "Meghan, turn around, Meghan. We can't lose you too.
I mean, we could.
Stay out of there." Yeah, Diana was a princess that never wanted to be a princess, man.
She wasn't. She was the people's princess. She was great, and the queen and whoever else was not a fan of her. So I honestly will wholeheartedly believe that it was the royal family that got her murked because she didn't
Oh,
fit
a
the
thousand
mold.
percent.
She didn't fit the mold for what they wanted, and I think she had already been divorced when she married. Oh fuck, who was it? It was freaking Harry and George. Wait, yeah, Prince Harry and is it George? Yeah, they're when she married their dad. The fucking Prince of Wales. What's his name? Oh god damn it! Now I'm gonna actually have to Google things. Um,
Some people have notably the father of Diana's boyfriend, who also died in the crash, have questioned whether it was really an accident.
I gotta.
Was she already divorced?
Prince Charles. How the fuck? Yeah. She
Yeah,
was
Charles.
divorced when she married Prince Charles,
Yes.
and they like the queen was not a fan of that. Like she didn't fit the normal like mold and image of what the royal family was supposed to portray because she was already divorced and she was also like the people's princess basically because she basically was doing the same shit that like Megan was doing, actually going out and like
Well,
talking
but
to people and
she
mingling
had she had also already separated from Prince Charles.
when she got murked.
Yeah, she sent a note to her butler with disconcertingly accurate prediction. I'm sitting here at my desk today in October, longing for someone to hug me and encourage me to keep strong and hold my head high. This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. Someone is planning a quote unquote accident in my car, brake failure, or serious head injury in order to make the path clear for him to marry, she wrote. That's where some media and her frightened words. But she goes on to say he wants to marry a woman named Tiggy and that Camilla is nothing but a decoy, which doesn't match up with the fact that Charles did end up marrying Camilla Parker Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
The butler also later said the media had taken too much stock on the note, which had seemed to be passing thought for Princess Di when she was feeling anxiety. Yeah, I'm sure. That sounds like a butler who wants to stay alive, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That butler's like, yeah, no, I got that note, but she had these wild anxieties about car accidents. Like, don't ask me about it. All right, I'm gonna go make some sandwiches now.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you separate from a prince, and the queen already hates you.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're separating from her son, and she's trying to clear a path to get married to.
But do you
this
see the thing
Camilla
is what's
Parker
crazy is he
Bowles.
could have totally like married Camilla without like it would have been fine. If he had actually gotten to like they were separated, but if he had actually had gone through with the divorce, he could have married her and could have married Camilla and it would have been just fine.
Well, couldn't she have filed for like alimony though?
Probably. Like
Yeah,
100%. Like
that's
Diana
where
could have totally filed for, alimony or any of the other things that, she was entitled to. But, someone in the royal family was like, absolutely not. We're not
these
gonna give you that.
freaking links have so many
And
spam ads.
she yeah, so she the car crashed in the tunnel in Paris because the driver was inebriated, apparently.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, the driver might have been inebriated, but that probably had little to do with how.
I feel like that dude was talking to somebody before he had to drive, and they like either got him super liquored up or they put some shit in like the one beer or something he had, and it was just it was made to look like an accident.
Hey man, do you want this accident to happen accidentally, or do you want to cause this accident? I was looking for the one with the diagnostics on like how the car entered the tunnel and exactly how the like car path played out, because
Yeah.
that's another big thing I know. 10 strangely true facts surrounding Princess Diana's death.
That's what I'm on. Was it rd.com?
Hey, remember when Epstein's Island was a conspiracy and people were like, oh no, you're
Right.
crazy, bro. There's no way he's flying out those young girls so he can. There's no way Bill Clinton's involved with that. Yeah, well, driver Henry Paul was very much blamed for the accident, mainly due to the accusations that he was intoxicated behind the wheel. However, during the diet, it was labeled that British media, one medical expert, after cast serious doubts on both the blood tests that were conducted. So apparently there was like 50 basic errors when they were testing
Alrighty,
the
Zeus. Have a good one.
drivers blood alcohol content based just on his blood. Paul was
Yeah.
also found to have been working for both the French and the British intelligence, and the mystery surrounding him only deepened. Several large payments were made into his account in the months leading up to that evening in Paris. None of these payments were investigated by the inquiry, something which led many to believe there was a cover-up of sorts in place. Yeah, man. There's just a lot of shit.
Yeah, they also say that Princess Di was, not giving the right medical treatment to save her because she was alive when the when the ambulance picked her up, and they like drove past the closest hospital and took her to one farther away.
Yeah. When Diana passed, according to Simone Simmons, a longtime friend and associate of Diana's, spoke of being with the former royal when she received a phone call from a high-ranking UK government official concerning her ongoing campaign for the banning of landmines. According to Simmons, when Diana passed her the phone so she could hear what was being said, she heard a gentleman say, "Don't meddle in things you don't know because you know that accidents can happen." Simmons told this version of events during. Yeah, I mean, you guys can also read all of this yourself, but Diana remained in the tunnel for 81 minutes. Yeah.
And then, apparently, I guess in France at the time, it was standard practice for the paramedics on scene to give as much treatment as possible when they got there. And then they drove past the first hospital because that hospital wasn't fully equipped to deal with her injuries. Like, there's a whole bunch that goes into it, but I don't know. I feel like it was, maybe that dude was drunk, but I feel like, he didn't purposefully get so drunk that he couldn't drive her. I feel like, I'll stand by this. It was a cover up. Like the royal family to some degree had a hand in getting Princess Di clapped.
Here's the last one that I'll read, because it is pretty interesting, and I didn't know this actually. To some, the mystery of the white Fiat Uno was the smoking gun of the whole evening. Its presence had been denied at first, but there were paint markings on the remains of the Mercedes, and shattered pieces of red taillight glass matching a Fiat Uno were recovered at the entrance to the tunnel. So basically, they're saying that Di's car hit this white Fiat Uno. But they said, no, that's not right. There's no way. The car was never there. It appeared that there was a collision between the Mercedes carrying Diana and Dodi, that was the driver,
Yeah.
and the white Fiat Uno, which resulted in Henry Paul losing control of the car. Some people, however, have questioned whether the Fiat Uno was there on purpose to facilitate the crash. Suspicions grew more when the car was never officially located despite a nationwide search. It appeared to have vanished into thin air. Conspiracy theorists pointed to the death of ex-M16 agent James
MI6.
Adamson. MI6, sorry.
Yeah.
James Addison, who officially, at least, so this is official, committed suicide several years following Diana's death. Addison owned a white Fiat Uno that had been officially ruled out as the one involved in the crash due to it being too run down. Like, on the surface, again, whether this is true or not, you got to look at that and be like, all right, that's a little fucking fishy. Like,
Yeah.
They said that there was no Fiat Uno, but there's like
All this evidence.
tail lights, and people were like, "No, there was a Fiat Uno there." And then this MI6 agent commits suicide. We know what that means a lot when it comes to important people in weird situations. They have a tendency to
commit suicide, right?
The gunshot to the back of the head.
Yeah, because this is how I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah. Yep, dude. Just point it right to the back of the head. Just like you see in the movies, right?
Yeah. It's the only way I ever want to commit suicide is not looking at the gun myself.
Anyway. Again, I could sit here for hours and talk conspiracy theories.
Well, you start the next one. I'm going to go grab another drink.
Anybody's listening in the chat, I want to know what you guys have. Because I could sit here, like I said, for hours. Somebody type something. If not, I'll come up with more. Like how the aliens built the pyramids, or the government assassinated Martin Luther King, or 9/11 was an inside job. Another good one. Ooh, Kurt Cobain. Good one, Poison.
What's up? Poison with Kurt Cobain?
Yeah, it goes back to the whole JoJo and the Pussycats movie theory.
Oh, does it really?
You start to get too big as a musician and you don't want to go with your record label, they'll just get rid of you.
That's crazy. Imagine record labels having that much power.
Free Britney. And that's not even a record label.
Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with the record label. I think that's just her family controlling her.
Yeah, they have a conservatorship. Conservatorship. Yeah, whatever that's called.
Basically, they think she's crazy and aren't giving her control back over what she was. But she was like, for months on end, like she was perfectly fine. She was like posting TikToks and videos, and she was like super great. And then like all of a sudden, she just like went crazy again, and I was like,
Well, they were basically making her work at those shows in Vegas, kind of like a slave.
Yeah.
Like, you're not mentally competent enough to take care of your own bank account. This isn't a conspiracy either. Kurt Cobain, I don't exactly know all of the details of that.
All I know is that man started a shotgun. And that was pretty much it. Mainly because, who was it? Who was his girlfriend at the time that he said he killed himself because she, like, left him? Fuck. It was Courtney. Is it Courtney? Yeah, Courtney something. What's her last name? Poison. Courtney Love. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, so officially how it went down is he ate a shotgun because Courtney Love left him. But, I mean, I don't know. I've never really delved into it. I was like, I don't know. If dudes get sad enough, then they definitely will do shit like that. So I just left it at that. But I've never really looked into the whole Kurt Cobain suicide theory.
I'm on a Reddit stream.
Oh, God.
And the very first sentence is Kurt Cobain was murdered. His stomach problem was fixed. He canceled Lollapalooza and was planning on taking a break from touring to concentrate on being a better father. Found out his wife was cheating on him / planning it. She tried to kill him with the Rhinofol. I don't know. I'm guessing that's a medication in Rome. And he bought a gun because he was worried about intruders. He was getting a divorce, and Courtney Love was about to be ruined right before her new album. So she had him killed and banked off the fans of sympathy.
Well, Poison said he was leaving the industry to take care of his daughter, which is basically what you just read. Yeah, so basically, I pulled up. This was from a website called Freaked.com. So take this with a grain of salt. But first theory on this is that Courtney Love murdered him. The story goes that after nearly dying on an overdose of pills and red wine in Rome, Kurt made up his mind that he would leave Courtney, and there were already many rumors that Courtney was cheating on him. So he decided to free himself of the problem, which is what you
Well,
were
and
just
this
talking about.
this one that I'm reading also says she tried to kill him with all those drugs and wine in Rome. So continue, but this one says that was her also. Again, I
Yeah,
don't know
this
if
is basically the
it's
same thing that like, she tried to murk him in Rome, and when she realized that he was gonna leave, she wasn't happy, so she finished what she started in Rome by ending his life. Some people even believe that she added some some lines to the suicide note. The next theory is that Courtney hired a hitman, so maybe she didn't do it herself, but she got somebody else do it for him. Apparently, there's a guy named Eldon Eldus Hoke, a singer of of the Seattle band The Mentors. He claims that Courtney approached him at a record store in Hollywood and offered to pay him 50,000 to kill Kurt.
well, she's saying that, or this is saying that she paid a Michael Thornhill Callie DeWitt 30,000 to fix Kurt a fatally potent dose of heroin that he overdosed on. Then Kurt was shot in the mouth to stage a suicide very badly at that. Courtney flew out to Cali East the next day before Kurt's body was found with his girlfriend and gave him $30K for drug rehab, a payoff. Cali and his girlfriend, Jessica Hooper, was staying at Kurt's house when he died and were most likely the last to see him alive. They've never been questioned. Kurt was divorcing Courtney. Kurt's lawyer said Courtney told Kurt he wanted a divorce and wanted her to get the most vicious divorce lawyer she could find. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
dude.
So there's some stuff about like 3 times the lethal amount of heroin was in his system, which would have incapacitated him in seconds. So then he wouldn't have been
Yeah.
able to use a shotgun at that point. Um, Poison. I have not seen how big the shotgun was. Some of these are saying that, he faked his own death so he could just leave.
Well,
There it is. Here it is. Here's the aliens kidnapped him theory.
oh, bingo. I'm telling you.
Some people
See,
believe that the grunge
I didn't
that
even I didn't even read that. I didn't even read that. I'm being completely honest. I knew it was out there somewhere. Kurt Cobain is putting on fucking shows in outer space for us advanced humans who keep water farming from the oceans and bringing it back to wherever the fuck they are. And Kurt Cobain and Mac Miller and Tupac and Biggie are all just playing shows in outer space somewhere, being immortals.
Yeah, so some people believe
You
that
heard it here first,
this
folks.
is so crazy.
You heard it here first, folks.
It says that some people believe that grunge-loving aliens kidnapped him. Like somehow through the sound waves, they went to space, and these aliens were like, "Wow, fuck yeah!"
Listen,
And then just came and abducted Kurt Cobain. Here it is. Here's this. This was a Seattle woman has quite a true story to tell you. Open mind. They let him visit his hometown in Seattle from time to time for inspiration to write his songs. He's looking kind of pale, but you expect that from being stuck on an alien spacecraft. Kurt said that another faction of aliens had kidnapped Elvis, rock and roll loving aliens. So now there's warring factions of aliens. So it's like grunge loving aliens and rock and roll aliens.
now we got the rap aliens with Mac Miller, Tupac, Biggie. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Anyway, look up the size of that shotgun.
I will. Yeah, just a second. Apparently, another theory on Kurt Cobain is that the CIA killed him. Bro,
No.
I'm pretty sure the CIA is not involved in every fucking murder that happens.
The,
What the fuck?
the FBI killed Martin Luther King, and that's another one we can talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't think the CIA gives a fuck about Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, they are basically are just saying that like they wanted him to keep, so they could keep him promoting his anarchist views and drug use amongst America's youth, and they didn't like it when he started to get clean. Like,
oh, come on.
CIA doesn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, they got bigger fish to fry. But it does make sense that if one person would take that much heroin and would have a basically overdose on heroin to get
Apparently,
a
yeah.
shotgun that large in their mouth. That is pretty. I mean,
I don't know much about MK Ultra, but some people think that MK Ultra had a hand in it.
I don't know who that is.
I'd have to look that up. I don't know about MK Ultra. Apparently, they also said the Illuminati was behind his death. Like, see, now we're getting into the really
I mean, the Illuminati's real, right? For
something
sure.
like that. Kurt Cobain is apparently in Rivers Cuomo, the new band. What the fuck? Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna look up the
Yeah, find that shotgun.
size of. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. That's part of it. I mean, that's a pretty long gun.
Are you putting it on screen?
Yeah, here. So I guess this is what they're showing. This is the shotgun. If you're gonna fuck, if he was gonna do it with this one, you're pulling the trigger with your toe at this point. Like,
Still waiting to see it on the screen.
there's a lot of stuff about his
Delay.
the heroin and stuff. Like that's so. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty long gun. They also released the death scene photos, and it looks so staged. I
Oh
mean,
wow. Holy shit.
yeah, this stuff is
It's like
all pretty well set up. You
it's like
know,
a fucking rifle.
yeah, this is all pretty well set up. It doesn't look like somebody just used all of that. Uh, like this.
After you do that much heroin, how in the world are you gonna get that fucking
Yeah,
rifle
that's
in
what I'm
your
saying. They
mouth?
say his blood, a
I
toxicology
mean,
report showed 3 times the lethal dose. Then there's no way that you're putting that thing in your mouth.
that's pretty interesting to say the least. Got a lot of needles in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Kurt Cobain was no stranger to heroin.
No.
That was probably his box of drugs, but
Yeah, but
I don't know,
you're
dude.
not putting a shotgun in your mouth and pulling the trigger with 3 times the lethal dose in your system.
Yeah, that's I don't know how you could even be coherent. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe
I
his
don't know. It
tolerance
depends.
was
Maybe you
just
just did so much heroin in your life that your tolerance for it was
yeah.
up to where you could take 3 times the lethal dose. But I don't know, man.
Maybe his tolerance was through the roof. I don't know. But
Yeah.
you also gotta remember that back in these times, like police are on record for planting evidence on scenes where they thought that if they planted evidence, it would help them catch the person that they quote unquote knew it was.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being wrong. Like people sat on death row for a long time, and cops in LA were confiscating cocaine from people on the streets and turning around and selling it to the cartels
Yeah.
in Mexico. Like shit was shady back then. Not everybody had a fucking iPhone on their hip ready to record at any given moment. And shady shit still happens now. So yeah, true. The spoon in the box did seem a
It
little
was very. It was
pristine.
very too. It was too clean. It was too clean.
Maybe you just got a new spoon.
Maybe.
Just got done at the restaurant. Took a new spoon for his usage. I don't know. Here's the thing is when have we ever been able to have like a big major faith in institutions telling us what happened? Like it opens the door for cynicism, right? Like
Yep.
that's why these are all so fun to think about. I don't fucking know if Kurt Cobain killed himself or if it was all staged. We also, not to stray from the conspiracy topic, but like Bill Cosby's out of jail, which wouldn't have happened many moons ago.
No, he would have been. He'd still be there. I still think he should be there, but
I mean, I think he should still be there, but the fucking defense, not the defense, the prosecuting attorney fucked up bad.
Yeah.
They fucked up real bad. They try to pile on all these different witnesses from other cases, and it's like, okay, well, that's not what this case is about. Like, and they said, hey, Cosby, give us a civil deposition on this one case and we'll cut you a deal. And then he did. And then they didn't cut him a deal.
And they said, ha, psych, bitch.
Turned around and railroaded him with it. And like, you can't do that, you know, in the court of law. Like, your deal has to mean something anyway. Yeah, I wish Bill Cosby was still behind bars, but he ain't, and it's all the fucking prosecuting attorney's fault. So
yeah, now he can't go back on the same charges, so they got to try and get him on something else. I don't know. It's me.
Can't have double jeopardy.
Gonna be crazy. Anyways, back to conspiracies.
And you know whose lawyer is taking real fine notes throughout this whole time?
Ghislaine
Maxwell and old Harvey Weinstein. They're just taking notes like, oh, okay, now that we have a precedent set in the court of law, we can file on these motions citing Cosby versus et al., whoever their names are. I don't want to be like Cosby versus his victims, because they're definitely victims. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying is it's not good for anybody. It's not a good legal precedence. And free Britney, for sure.
What's up, Luther? Yeah, they really dropped the ball, Poison, for sure. They 100% did.
It's wild how they basically just made Britney work like a fucking circus monkey in Vegas.
Yeah.
How her dad was like, okay, you don't have the mental competence to decide what you should do with your life and how to spend your money. So
I'm going to just do it.
You're going to just go play shows in Vegas.
And he's going to take pretty much all the money. Him and the business manager.
Yeah. And she can't they wouldn't even let her go on car rides with her boyfriend unchaperoned.
Yeah.
Like, she's this, I don't know what, she's like 35, 36. I know she's a little bit older than I am. She's not very old
at all. And she's in this conservatorship with her dad and her business manager, and they're saying that they maintain that she's too disabled due to dementia. Bro, show me where somebody at 35 years old has gotten dementia. I don't know, well, Luther, maybe you know something because you're in the hospital industry. But like, it's highly irregular for someone at 30 to 40 years old to have dementia.
And her lawyer has been paid $10,000 per week to represent her from this account that gets drawn from that she has no control over.
Yeah.
And her lawyer never even brought up the fact that she could fight this conservatorship. Like, he's just been collecting his 10 grand a week and never even brought up the fact that, like, oh, hey, by the way, you can, fight to appeal this whole process. Like, she had to find out on her own, basically. So I know that slavery is a tough term, and I don't want to, take away they're basically her chains and shackles, like working in the fields. But in modern day era, talking about slavery, like, this is as close as you can really get to talking about slavery.
She's being used as a golden goose for her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
She's like,
there's like it's her dad, the business manager, the entertainment manager, and her attorneys and her professional fiduciary are all the conservators of her shit. Yeah, so she doesn't have custody of her children. She can't choose her own doctor and medical treatment. She can't choose the lawyer she wants. They decide whether or not she works. She can't enter into contracts by herself. And like all that kind of stuff. And she needs permission to be able to leave her house to spend any of her own money. So it's crazy. Like, I would say, yeah, maybe. She
She
may,
can't even go on a car ride with her boyfriend unchaperoned.
yeah, like,
That's nuts, dude.
they've somehow I feel like I truly believe they somehow manipulated the system to get them to believe that she's crazy, and I feel like they're basing it off of her one breakdown that happened in, what was that, 2007?
Well, she's had two.
I know.
She's had she's had two. One was a lot more in the news and popular than
That
the
one
other
was, I
one
think that was
was.
the one that happened in 2007 when she like shaved her head and like went kind of crazy for a bit.
Yeah, but you can't judge a person's whole competency off of two breakdowns. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that's
I would
just
have a breakdown
insane.
too if that's the type of stress I was living under.
Yeah, you put me in a fucking box and make me dance like a monkey, I'm gonna fucking break down too and be like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, so I feel bad for Brittany because she looked good. Like, honestly, she looked good for a few months there when like things looked to be going good, and she was kind of like trying to break away from everything that's going on with this conservatorship. And then all of a sudden now it's just like, and she's back into it, and I'm like, oh no. So
Yeah, free Britney, 1000%.
I'm 100%, dude. She's still my teenage heartthrob. I want to get into that, but
Don't even start. Don't even start.
your boy is your boy is down bad. But I've always been down bad for Brittany. Anyway, moving on.
I remember when the last thing I'll say, I was like in 6th grade and they had this like hotline you could call in and like maybe Brittany would answer, maybe she wouldn't. And I was with my best friends, they were twins. And I remember us calling and leaving a message, and one of my buddies was like, Brittany, you should leave Justin because he might just hit you, baby, one more time, and hung up. And we were all like, oh, dude, that's so sick. Like, oh,
That's hilarious. Imagine getting a call
cringy
back
as
though.
fuck. Cringy as fuck.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I'm glad she didn't. I hope she never listened to that voicemail.
Her dad was probably like, delete.
Yeah. Yeah. For good reason.
My last thing I'll say on Britney, if you guys have never watched the music video that she did with the song she did with G-Eazy, and you do yourselves a favor, go watch that. Anyway.
And are you going to be okay?
I'm going to need some time alone after this.
Pour a bucket of cold water on that man's head right now. This is ridiculous. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, chat. Dark needs to go
boy.
AFK 1000%. I'm about to just go get another drink.
Oh my gosh, stop. All right, let's move on. Let's go back to conspiracies.
Yeah, let's get out of this whole thing. Let's go sit here and anyway.
We are about at an hour also.
I know, it's just flying by.
It really is flying by. This has been fun. I love talking about conspiracies.
Chat, what else you got for us, conspiracy theory wise? I want to hear some of y'all's. I want to see.
While we wait, the Egyptians did not build the fucking pyramids by themselves without any sort of help from aliens.
No, bro.
Chance.
Okay, look.
Not a chance.
Because the Egyptians, the Mayans, there's some other, maybe the Aztecs too, and there's another culture that has like ziggurats or pyramid style. Maybe it was the Sumerians as well. I don't know. But all of those cultures have like the same pictures or hieroglyphics depicting the same type of person, like God, coming down and talking to them and like helping them build the pyramids, bro. Like, and now the government's out here. So we're in the alien conspiracy theory now. Fuck that, dude. We're just going full in on aliens. And the government now has come out and been like, yeah, bro, there's UFOs. There's aliens pretty much. It's like,
well, we can't call them UFOs. We can call them unidentified flying objects. They don't even call them unidentified aeronautical for UAPs or something like that. I don't know. They've changed it because they're trying to change the stigma, right? They don't want to call them UFOs anymore. They want to call them something different. So that way all the nuts out there who have been talking about UFOs for so long, they're not right. They're not UFOs. They're just this other acronym that we've
stupid. It's the same fucking thing. It's an unidentified flying object.
Fucking stupid, just right on its face. And they're saying, well, it's not necessarily from another world, but we also definitely know it's not from another country on this earth. So we don't know what they are.
So
Like,
either the aliens are living underneath us in the fucking ocean, or they're from space. Because nobody on this world has any type of propulsion system like the ones we've seen in the videos.
dude, the Tic Tac video,
I'm saying the thing moved like crazy.
the Go Fast video, like those are coming from United States military owned
Navy pilots.
Navy pilots from their thermal cameras, and they've been tried to been dispelled as like, oh, it was a goose, oh, it was a bird.
Show me a bird that moved like that.
No, they have the heat signatures to where like a bird's body that close to the ocean flying that close would be like 20 degrees or something like that. It would be very cold, and a bird's body cannot live at that temperature. So that one's birds, geese.
It's not birds, bro.
You're out of the picture.
Birds don't be living at negative 20 degrees.
And then that motherfucker, after he fucks around with them, goes back to the meeting point that they were starting to do the training at. So they go out to do training. They get a call saying, hey, abandon your training, go track this object. We've been chasing these things around the coast. They go out, they find it, and they're like, what the fuck? This thing's moving like we've never seen before. And then they go back to the rally point where they were supposed to do their training at, and that motherfucker's sitting there waiting for him. They knew that motherfucker went out for training to that rally point, went and chased him, and somehow knew that that's where they started and was like, hey, guess what? I'm back.
Like, hello, motherfucker. Like,
disarm nuclear codes. Like, which
set off nukes about.
Yeah, it's an act of war to disarm nuclear codes. We couldn't even set them off because they were jammed.
Shut ours down and turned on ones over in Russia.
That's an act of war.
According to Earth's policies, yeah.
If we could point that back to Russia, we would say, game on, bitches.
Yeah.
Like, we're in full-blown war. But we're not in full-blown war with Russia. So who the fuck did
you know why? Because we probably like called up the KGB and we're like, hey, what the fuck? And KGB was like, yeah, we didn't do that. We don't, like, when yours were shut down, ours were turned on. So, like, I don't know what you're talking about, dog. And we were probably like, McFucking squeeze me, Russia? You said what? And they were like, don't know what to tell you, comrade. Like, shit's crazy. And, we just had to, like, we just executed, like, 10 people because we didn't know what else to do. Like, I don't know. Like,
well, what were the numbers that I sent you? Is like 108 reported cases, and of those 108 cases, like 20 of them were near misses with government.
Yeah, like fucking objects. Jets have almost collided with those things.
Like, here's our jet, and here's the unidentified flying object, and like we just whizzed past each other, and they're like, what the fuck was that? Which, again, in speaking of aeronautical space timing, traffic, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't happen. Like,
yeah,
airplanes do not get that close to each other because it's all a very timed out, well drawn out system so that airplanes don't crash in midair. And a lot of these were very near misses where the government's like, yep, we almost hit something, we just don't know what it is. Can't say that it's a UFO, and we can't say that it's from another country.
All we can say with total certainty that it wasn't another jet from any other country, commercial or otherwise. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, like, back to the original thing, like, yes.
If they can get this broadcast, just land, find us, we'll bring you on the podcast, everything will be fine. We'll introduce you to the world. our followers will love you.
I'm gonna
There's
tell
only
you right
like
now,
15 of them.
they probably don't need to get introduced to the world. They've done enough observation. They're like,
They're gonna go on Joe Rogan first. We need to get more popular than Joe before they land, so we can
help us be more popular than Joe, even though he's been doing this way longer than we have.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's
You can't say that we're alone anymore.
no,
though.
hell no. There's no way we're alone. Poison
No.
says that she's always believed that we're an experiment not meant to succeed. That's why we have all the diseases and natural disasters.
Uh, I don't think we're an experiment as much as we are an ant farm. You know, that's like another crucial argument is like, okay, well, if these, you know, aliens are so advanced, like, why do they have any interest in us? Like, which I understand on its face, but why do we have ant farms as humans, right? Like, why do we put ants in little see-through towers
it's fun to watch.
them root? And why do we have zoos, right? Like, why do we put polar bears or penguins behind glass so we can watch? Because there's something about it that appeals to the human spirit. Like, I want to go watch penguins jump into the water. Like, if you would just say it to a space traveler, you know, who is just solely dissecting, or not even dissecting, just like looking at life, that person would be like, ants are minuscule. Like, why the fuck do y'all care about ants? And we'd be like, I don't know, it's fun to have an ant farm, you know, like, it's cool. Like, why do you have terrariums where there's thousands of birds on the planet, but for some reason you put all of these specific birds in like this cage and watch them fly around? Like, I don't know, it's cool. Like, they're cool. Pretty, you know, whatever. You can't say that aliens wouldn't have any sort of vested interest in us as a civilization when we put ants in an ant farm and watch, or when we put fucking caterpillars in a net and watch them turn into butterflies. Yeah. Right? Like, you each civilization, like, we're all weird, right? We all like weird things because that's what sets us apart. So maybe aliens just have a soft spot in their hearts for us and are like, hey, we should make sure those little primates don't fucking, you know, blow each other up. Yeah. Also, a really interesting uptick in alien encounters post first nuclear bomb going off.
Yeah, true. And also some like a few more since the government released all the shit. A couple more.
What do you mean all the shit?
Like, they're like, oh, here's all of our UFO and alien sightings, and then now some more stuff's popped out. Now that could just be coincidence. It could just be people being like, well, you know, since they released it, now I'm going to release all the shit that I've been holding on to for years. It's like, well, okay. But like that video you sent me on Instagram of that dude in Germany chasing down the fucking UFO on a fucking dirt road. That was crazy.
I don't know if that's real or edited.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's tough is to gauge. For everybody who doesn't know what Ben's talking about, I sent him a video of this guy like flying down a dirt road in Germany, and there's like this big craft, and I don't know if it's edited.
I'll just pull it
up. Whatever. That's another tough thing about the age that we're living in now is we don't know.
Like you can be like, hey, here's a bunch of like alien shit, and then you know, we live in such an age where CGI is just so prevalent. You can do anything with a video. Like, you just film yourself driving down a dark road, and then you can just easily CGI in a UFO with no fucking like qualms at all. But anyway, Poison said, "What if we consider angels are actually aliens?"
This Poison, we're speaking the same language right now.
Maybe they are.
I've not made this argument because I'm not ready to make an argument around it. But when you solely examine, like, let's just talk about Jesus receiving the Holy Spirit, right? And the Bible. That came from another world. That didn't come from an earthly being. So technically that spirit that he received was from a world that's other than ours, which would declare it in a way as an unidentified object from another earthly being, which would basically disclaim that as an alien object, an alien being, right? So again, I think that all of this can work together. I don't know how it all fits together in the same puzzle, but it's weird as fuck. I don't know. I don't know how it all works together, but I know there's a lot more out there than what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because they've historically been non-aggressive. We've never been attacked by one of these unidentified flying objects. The only history we have of making contact or communication with these objects would be like when they were landing at schools in Africa, Australia, where they were landing at these schools and telling children, which I think is extremely ironic, because if you're going to try to change the outcome of a specific community, who would you go talk to? You'd go talk to the kids, right? Because those are the ones that are going to grow up and, you know, try to make changes in their community.
Mm-hmm.
And their message was that technology was going to be the death of us. And it seems as if the more technological we get, the more we're all divided and broken apart. It's like, these things are all kind of working together. Like, they all kind of make a lot of sense right now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's true or if it's bullshit, but so far what I can make out of it, it all seems to be like they're non-aggressive and they just want the best for our civilization. Maybe it's because they're harvesting water. I don't know, but it seems as if they're...
I don't know. Maybe they don't want us to blow each other up because they're still using us for resources. Yeah.
Again, they could be harvesting water. There's an insane percentage of UFO sightings that happen either in extremely desolate areas of forest or along coastlines where they're going in and out of the water. And what do humans need to survive? We need water to survive, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they're finding a way to harvest water from the oceans, bring it back to wherever they're at and purify it. I don't know. This is all just complete speculation on my end, but I think if they wanted to wipe us out and they're real, which I think you can point to a lot of facts that would suggest that there's some sort of life and it is real and they're way more advanced than we are. They could wipe us out if they wanted to.
For sure.
Humanity could just go, bye, see ya. Anyway, you can pull up that video if you want to.
Yeah, so this is the video that Alex had me look at the other day. He sent it to me. This is in Germany. So you can tell it's not a dirt road. It's at least it looks kind of paved.
Bigfoot is bipoded bears, by the way. Google search. Not you, Ben.
Yeah.
After this, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay. So my man is just flying down the road here with his camera just stuck on whatever the hell that is.
Again, this could easily be CGI. I don't know.
Yeah, we're 100%. Like, it could be CGI, but like, who knows? And his dog's whining in the truck, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe his dog's whining because the UFO's there, or maybe his dog's whining because, you know, fucking the dude is flying down the dirt road about 90 miles an hour. And the dog is just scared because of that. Like, I don't know. But yeah. So I don't know. Make your own judgments on that accord with that, but
Google search bears walking through the woods, or just bears walking on their back legs, their hind legs.
I've seen it before. Bears be out there cooling it, bro.
Well, I know, but just Google search it real quick.
Google search bears walking on their back legs.
Because this is Bigfoot. Joe Rogan talks about this a lot.
Really?
Yeah. This is Bigfoot. I'm telling you, like, I want to believe that Bigfoot is a thing.
I've seen it. It's so fucking weird.
That Saskatchewans or whatever you call them are like real, and they're out there in the forest.
Saskatchewans? That's a province in Canada.
Oh, sorry, I don't fucking know. What Sasquatches? I'm illiterate. Sorry.
Here we
Sasquatches. Saskatchewans.
Walks like a human is back.
Look at this
Strolling
bear.
on his hind legs in the New Jersey town.
There was
of
one they
Oak
used to
Ridge.
call Pedals.
Pedals' nickname comes
Pedals!
from the
This is the one we're talking about right now. Look at the pedals go.
Upright
He has a
on two
hurt
legs.
front paw.
This is the official bipedal
tell
bear
me,
video.
you're in a
The
thick
black bear was
forest,
last seen in
right?
December, and there was
And you're camping out, and you hear, like,
Little black bear out there.
yeah, that's fucking Pedals. Like, that is fucking Bigfoot.
Little Pedal's got a hurt front paw, and he's out here just taking a
concerned
stroll.
that
Like,
he
it's
wouldn't
cool, bro.
make it through the winter.
And
It's in
there's
the
been
driveway.
a lot of
Walking
other
through his
bears
driveway.
documented
Dog
who
start.
just walk around on their back feet. Like, that is fucking Bigfoot. Imagine if you just had a tree line where
And then you
couldn't
see this
shit,
motherfucker walking.
and you couldn't, all you could hear is bear noises. Like, again, you can Google search bear noises, and they fucking make weird noises.
They like huff, like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're fucking freaked out, and you're like, oh my God, it's Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot. And all of a sudden, in the tree line, you just see
this fucking black
motherfucker,
bear just like,
Pedals,
what's up?
just walking around. It's like, that's fucking Bigfoot, dude. That's fucking Bigfoot. Like, that's Pedals. Nah, dude, that's
just Pedals.
That's just Pedals.
He's so cute. Look at him. I want to go give him a hug.
I know.
Look at this. Look at. He's coming. I would run out there and hug him. I don't care if I would die. I would die a happy man because
They're
Pedals
like
hugged
big-
me to
They're
death.
like big dogs, dude. Look,
Pedals-
yeah, I'm telling you.
Pedals hugged me to death. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just Pedals. And it's not just Pedals either. There's a lot of other bears that have been documented, but that's Bigfoot. You can't convince me otherwise. Bears do weird shit out in the woods. Does bear shit in the woods?
Yeah.
Pedals shits on 2 feet. Darth, can you adopt Pedals on behalf of the podcast?
We can dono for his
donate.
food bill. I mean, if he gets along with
Yeah.
Loki, then yeah, for sure.
If he won't eat old Aussie boy, then he has a home. Look at
Ozzy.
this alien gift we have. After the aliens built
The aliens built
the
the pyramids. They
pyramids.
said, "Hey, here goes
you can have
this."
Ozzy. You can have the
black.
Sphinx. You can have the Sphinxy boy. You can have the Sphinxy boy.
I'd adopt Pedals in a heartbeat. He looks like his little sweetheart. I'd make sure his little paw got fixed.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What else you guys got for us? Otherwise, I'm just gonna turn back to playing video games until my food gets here. Oh, do not give the aliens my cat. No, Kristen, the aliens gave us your cat, but I mean, also since he's hairless and ugly, they could take him back too.
They don't want him back. Look, he's biting my head. They don't want him back.
Look at that little bastard go.
They don't want
Rude.
him back.
Christian, you know how I feel about your cat, and he looks like a fucking. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. You've heard me talk about your cat.
He's so cute, though.
Aliens have a no takes backseat rule. True. They just dropped up those ugly, hairless, little scrotum looking things and said, no takes backsies. We don't want them.
He's so cute, though.
He's not.
He's so cute, though.
Kristen's gonna hate me. She's gonna be like, he is never allowed back over again if you're gonna shit talk my cat. No, I have never been a dude. Okay, look, I am looking at him. I still hate him. Is this the sound he makes when he? Is this the sound he makes when he gets up off the floor or the table? Does it just go? Is that the sound it makes every time he gets up from sitting down? Just a little.
Look at his little hands.
He chirps. I don't. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know
he
why
does
he's
chirp.
chirping, but like, I'm just I'm talking about the suction cup aspect because he has no fur. Just a little every time.
He knows that I'm supposed to be doing something else.
No butthole suction. I refuse to believe his butthole does not suction to the floor. Gross. I've never been a fan of hairless cats. I think they're fucking weird. They freak me out.
Oh, he's so cute, though.
They freak me out, man.
Such a cute little boy given to us by the aliens. Yeah, he's such a cute little boy. Delivered from on high. That's why when the aliens land, I'm gonna go out there with Ozzy and be like, see, I've taken care of this one.
Just full Lion King.
I've taken care of this
Nah, for Spain, I've taken
friend,
care of this cat.
and I even have another little black cat that I've been taking care of. See, I'm friends.
See, look, I like cats, okay, but just not the hairless ones. Those dudes are weird.
Not foe.
Look at the fucking wrinkles,
So
gross.
cute.
All cats are aliens. Facts.
Yeah.
That's why
For
they have a
sure.
superiority complex.
That's why we have to scoop their shit out of a litter box, and they won't just go outside like dogs.
Big fact. You can teach them to use the toilet though.
Yeah, nobody's got time for that.
It's not okay. Look, okay. I'm just gonna get into this really fast because it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So you get this like litter box basically that goes on the toilet bowl, and you just teach them like to do their business on that, and then you slowly you can slowly with this litter box you it makes the ring that they have to shit in like smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until the point where they just get to the point where they just sit on the edge of the toilet bowl and like piss and shit into the toilet, and then you just walk in later and like flush it. Like that's insane. But anyway, that's a different story.
Maybe one day we'll get Ozzy there.
Wait, your cat just uses the toilet without what the hell, poison? Anyway, chat, do you guys have any other conspiracy theories you wanted to dive into real fast before we just like kind of call it? I know we kind of like breezed through a lot of like a few of them and didn't really deep dive into anything, but it is what it is. It's a holiday weekend. We're just out here shit talking. Well, it is. Look at the little bastard. Like, look at him. He's fucking biting you. He's fucking. He just drinks the toilet water? Is he a dog? Dude, I caught my dog drinking out of the toilet when we first moved into this new house. I was like, excuse me, sir.
I'm gonna bite him back.
He did not like that. Fucking cats are weird, yo. But anyways,
anarchy. Yes. That's all he exists for is anarchy.
or are you trying to talk about anarchy in general as a conspiracy theory? Because that would be whack.
Marxism.
True. Talk about. Nah, that's gonna be too deep of a podcast. That'd be like one singular podcast by itself.
Anarchy?
No, how BLM is just a front for the founders to make a shitload of money.
Just the
TikTok of the kitten kicking the dog, screaming anarchy. I haven't seen that one.
I've not seen that one either. If you guys are gonna play Modern Warfare, by the way, let me know.
I was playing some Red Dead Online, so I might hop back on that.
Ooh, I could get down on that also.
Better check with Kristen. Kristen, is it okay if Alex plays with us?
Mom. Mom, can I play with my friends?
I'm gonna get an Instagram DM in a minute that says, "No, if you fucking ever ask me that shit again like that, I'm gonna kill you." True, but you are his girlfriend, and that's almost the same.
You're basically. My mom has less control over my life than you do at this point in time. You have the most control.
I wouldn't know. She said, "Okay, I'm out." LMAO.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Yes, we are, Poison. We are big kids. We are the biggest of kids.
Big children.
And that's how you need to
While
live
we're
your
here
life, honestly.
Talking about aliens and shit.
True. Anyways.
The only difference between me and a kid is I can drink beer.
Facts. I was giving these Truly teas a try today. Not as good as the lemonades. They're okay, but I would take the lemonades over anything else.
You know, it'll never let you down. Ice cold Coors Light.
Long neck. What's that song by Luke Combs? Isn't it Luke Combs? Long neck never.
Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart.
Facts.
Little Colorado Kool-Aid.
Shit was there for me.
Never let you down.
All right. Anyways, that was our little.
You're about to go there.
That was our little spiel on conspiracies. Today we just a little briefly discussed some craziness that's out there conspiracy theory wise. If you guys would like to hear us talk about a certain conspiracy in depth, let us know, and we will deep dive the research and really get into it. But until next week,
Psychic is gonna come on eventually.
okay,
just didn't
her,
work out.
her, and the pastor. We need to have those episodes at some point,
The pastor friend's gonna have to be on a
like a Thursday.
like a weekday around like lunchtime.
Well,
Yeah, so that
I'm out because I work all week.
maybe I can just do that one and then we can watch it or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
You
figure
can
it out.
record it and send it, and I'll just upload it.
Yeah, and then we can replay it. I don't know. We'll
Figure
that
it out, yeah.
offline. Because I do want people to be able to ask questions.
Yeah, we need combo, but milk doesn't belong in bags or big facts. That's just milk with extra steps.
Milk does not belong in bags.
Like, why am I gonna sit there
Never
and like
belongs in bags.
cut take the milk out of the box that it comes in the bag, cut the bag, put the bag in a pitcher, and then pour the milk? When I could just buy a jug or a carton of milk and pour it.
That's so Canadian.
Fucking Canadios.
So Canadian.
No, see, I can't debate Combo about milk in bags because he's just gonna sit there and scream at me about being an uncultured American swine. I'm just gonna yell at him for being having milk with extra steps.
I'll have to be the moderator. That's what'll have to happen.
There's not gonna be a solid resolution to that because he's gonna be like, "You're uncultured American swine," and I'm just gonna be like, "Bro, why you got milk in bags?"
Here's what's gonna have to happen: is I'm gonna have the mute button to where I can mute.
True.
And I'll ask a question and I'll give the allotted person their amount of time to answer, and then they'll be muted. It's just like old Trumper whenever he was doing his
Trumper
shit with Biden.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, we're going to turn your mic off. You have to stop talking now. We're going to turn your mic off.
Biden just said, will you shut up, man? Like, okay.
Will you shut up, man?
It's such a great response.
And then because of that, he won the election.
Yeah, we're gonna need to have a podcast about all of the fucking bullshit he's been spouting off.
It'll be like your gas prices, America.
Gas prices went up because of the week. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Dude, the fucking Gulf of Mexico is on fire right now.
Oh, I saw that. This shit's crazy.
Yeah, Joe Rogan putting on Instagram that picture and then that quote from the Revelation.
And then quote from Revelation. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, about the wicked will burn in the watery
lake of fire.
The lake of fire, and it was like,
I was like,
all right.
Joe
Rogan's putting on Instagram a video of water on fire and a quote from Revelations about water being on fire and like the wicked ways of man. Like, are we in Revelations right now?
It's okay. That's one of those things that bugs me so bad. I'm pretty sure it's Revelation, not Revelations.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's not an S. I could be wrong, but I don't actually have the book next to me.
I got the good book right next to me.
I'm pretty sure it's just Revelation, not Revelations. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've been known to be wrong before, chat. Not often, but occasionally.
It is Revelation.
See, told you.
Just Revelation. There's also the mighty angel with the little book, and the woman, the child, and the dragon. Proclamation of the three angels. Prelude to the bowl judgments. So, again, let's be clear that Revelation is a really interesting, weird.
There's a lot in that book.
Basically, like a fever dream by Paul.
I want to say it was Paul. John.
Yeah. So it's weird to say the least.
Yep. Yeah. It could be taken as a large metaphor, or everything is actually as it says. We won't know.
Yeah, it was John. 8095. We should do a whole podcast one time just dissecting all of Revelation.
God, that's like a whole series worth of podcasts. We can't do that in 1 hour or 2 hours.
Yeah, there's 3, 11, 13. Oh, the Mark of the Beast is really interesting. The
Boy,
Fall of Babylon the
you're
Great.
gonna have me digging deep into my Preacher Kid days on that one.
Yeah, we'll have to. It's 22 chapters.
We're gonna turn a theological podcast for like a week for like
So-
3-4 weeks.
I mean, that would be interesting though, because Revelation it's basically all like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like it's all really weird into how to actually interpret what you're reading. And it would be fun to do a whole week just sitting and chatting about Revelation. But
It would
anyway.
be interesting. It'd be a long podcast. It'd be a long couple of weeks because you can't just do that in one day.
No.
And like I would play both sides where I could take things literal or metaphorically.
Yeah, but it would be fun.
It would be fun.
And
It'd be fun to
especially
do
if
one
we
of those
got-
if we could get a resident like preacher on the podcast
Well,
for
if
like
we got
3 weeks.
Wolverine back on, Wolverine.
I haven't heard from that
in
dude
Revelation.
for days, like months. It's been months.
Yeah, but he like specifies in Revelation, so it'd be fun to get him on, and then we could get my pastor buddy on, and then we could just do one with the two of us. We could cover.
I could have my
Revelation.
dad on
Yeah, that'd be fun too.
because my dad will play both sides 100%.
Well, and I will play both sides 100% also, because that's how I look at the Bible. I don't.
Yeah.
I look at
you
it
know
all with
what? I might honestly
skepticism
have the
at
Padre
first.
on soon.
Mhm.
We'll put that one in pencil.
Depending on what happens the next week, really.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like Bill Cosby's out of jail. Yeah, we could talk about that.
I mean, and we could talk about how Biden was like, "Oh, you guys are going to need a lot more than just guns to take over the government." When meanwhile, unarmed citizens stormed the Capitol, and you guys were like, "Oh, it's terrorists." So
Yeah.
it's really not going to take a whole lot there, Biden. Also, just so we're clear, my man misquoted the Second Amendment astronomically bad. He was
No,
like,
not-
"It limits what you can have," and I was like,
No.
It pretty much says that we can bear arms to form a well-regulated militia so that the government doesn't fuck us.
Against a tyrannical government. Exactly.
So, I mean, and there's plenty of military surplus websites where people can go just buy tanks and planes and other shit for not that expensive. So,
I just watched the movie Fury again the other day.
such a good movie.
Dude, fantastic movie where the tank gets broken down and they have all the German soldiers, spoiler alert, coming right at them. And they're like, all right, go hide in the woods. And Brad Pitt's like,
I got
I'm
this.
staying here. Go to the tree line. And then they all stay in the tank and fight. And they fuck those dudes up. 5 people, 1 tank against 300 German soldiers. Fuck
You can do a
them
lot with a machine
up.
gun.
Yeah, you sure can. Or 1 tank. You can do a lot with 1 tank. So, anyway, neither here nor there.
True.
We can
Anyways,
figure it out at another time. Maybe I'll do another poll on the Instagram. That was popular. A lot of people wanted us to hear about.
tag. Yeah, well, okay. I would say tag me in it instead next time. That way I could put it on my personal Instagram
I will
story.
tag you
So
on it,
actually
yeah.
tag both accounts, me and the What in the World podcast account.
And you're gonna have to put some more shit on the actual.
Yeah,
Instagram.
I know. I see. I'm already spread
got-
thin.
we
Who
got,
wants
like-
to be our unpaid intern for social media things?
Yes. Any takers to work for free to run our social media accounts?
Kristen!
Do I
Kristen!
hear-
Kristen, I see you. I see you
Do
there.
I
Do you want to
help?
be our unpaid intern for this?
She said he's new to Instagram. He needed help. I do need help, Kristen. Would you like to help us?
Please. Yes!
Oh, we got it. We gotta take her.
Let's go. I gotta remember what the login information was for the Instagram account, but I will send it to you. You can run that bitch.
The password is literally big world
Wait. Shh. Just give it to her later.
42069.
Yeah. If you never call me
You
your
don't
mom.
know
Okay,
what
that's fine. You
capitalize.
can be the boss. You can be the boss.
Okay. All right.
That's perfectly fine.
We'll refer. Can I refer to you as my roommate instead of the boss?
I don't know if
And
she'd
instead of
appreciate that.
mom.
I don't know if she'd appreciate roommate. I feel like that's just degrading what you guys have. Ouch.
I'm waiting for her to respond.
I'm waiting for her to come out.
nervously.
Oh damn! I'm waiting for her to come through the door and just smack you in the back of the head.
Okay, no, you're the boss.
No, Kristen,
You're-
don't do it for Alex. Just
You're my adored girlfriend and the boss, and you're not the mom, and you're the best.
look.
And
Alex
she's
is
gonna run
Alex
our
is
social media accounts.
Alex is digging himself a hole right now. Don't listen to him. Just do it for me, please. I'm spread so thin with everything else I'm doing. Help me.
Bro,
help
you're,
me.
Yeah, we're all spread thin right now. Anyway,
Help me. You're making it worse. Fuck.
oh, I'm making it worse.
Oh, Alex. Okay, good. Thank God, not me.
I don't know what else to say other than
Oh.
I love everyone.
Oh no, she's getting the whole name going. Oh no.
No, she's saying what Reagan typically says when I'm in trouble. She says Alexander Gordon Brumble.
Bumble.
Yep. Whenever I'm in trouble, Reagan will say Alexander Gordon Brumble. I'm like, you're close.
You're getting there. It's better every day. Okay. Well, Kristen, if you actually want to help, then we'll talk about this later. Anyways, for this week, after all of that incoherent ramblings at the end, that'll be it for us. Next week we'll come back. We'll see what's going on. I think we're just gonna now transition from trying to cover the same bullshit over and over and over again and get into some more like, other stuff. Like what in the world? Like our name suggests. Like we may try and we'll start encompassing the entirety of the globe.
We're men of many flavors.
That's
you
true.
know, men of many flavors.
We'll see what happens. But yeah. Anyways, until then, you guys have if you guys are off again today for the rest of the evening or off work, enjoy the rest of your 4th of July festivities. Have a good rest of the week, and we will see you back here again on Sunday at the normal time, barring anything crazy happening. As always, send us shit you think we would, you want to see us talk about on our socials. They'll be up here in just a second. And we love you guys. Big hearts. And we'll see you next week, okay? Have a safe week, okay, guys? Peace.
Love you guys.